Hello, my name is Kourtlin and I chose the math reading strategy or comprehension strategy to talk about. How did the teacher help activate or build background knowledge in the comprehension instruction? In this specific example, the teacher helped by giving definitions that they had been working on previously, so it was all right there for students to be able to draw upon when they needed throughout the lesson. He also used the clarifying position in the group of 4 to help students ask questions that others in the group might be able to answer and didn't realize they could answer, to draw upon knowledge that they've already learned. So both of those things help set kids up for success throughout the process, and it also clued them into the things that they already did know and that they weren't just completely starting from scratch, that they were actually building onto the knowledge that they had already acquired. What would help make comprehension strategies useful for the majority of students in a particular course? I think one of the most valuable things about the way the teacher had set this up was that he incorporated multiple iterations of the activity. So he explained it first, and then he made lists on the board of different questions for each individual phase so they could refer to that later. Then he had the students practice it or role play it by getting into small groups. And lastly, he put them in small groups that allowed them to each have a specific role and write down the things that they would be responsible for the next day, getting an actual real thing to turn in and say, I understand. I think this helped because it just kind of solidified the process and helped them practice it a lot so they felt comfortable with it, so that it didn't feel like something that someone was telling them to do, but more like the actual thinking process. It told them what they were thinking about next, where they were going in their thought process. And I think that that whole process just kind of helped them understand the goal of the word problem. And lastly, what is your current level of confidence and skill at incorporating comprehension strategies in content lessons, and how can you build upon that? I think that I am fairly competent in helping kids understand and comprehend in my music classroom with the curriculum that we've set up. However, if we're strictly talking about text, I don't get much experience with that because most of the stuff that we teach is in music literacy. So one way that I could just get better at that would be to just practice it more, and like the math teacher did, kind of choose one thing, practice it a lot, introduce it in multiple ways so they completely understand it and can utilize it and not feel uncomfortable with it. I think just practicing it a lot and making it a part of their normal thinking process would help a lot with that. So I will be doing that in the future. Thank you.